Where's the star power in this league?
So here it is this, in my opinion, if I may interject. When I played back in 2005, 6, 7, 8, you knew who the receivers were. It was Nick Lewis in the slot. It was Kenyon Rambo on the outside. It was Brett Ralph and Robbie Bryant. You knew the quarterback was Henry Burris. Good Hank, bad Hank. You knew the guy pushing from the backfield was Joffrey Reynolds. Rob Cote was the fullback. Keon Raymond, Wes Lysak.
So you got all the names.
You knew it. The marketing was different. Now, I couldn't tell you 3/4 of the Stampeder roster. That is a problem. Now people aren't going to the game. The intimacy factor between fan, base, and player is diminished. It's gone, in my opinion. You need to bring that back. And instead of going and playing a game in Istanbul, Turkey, where we don't have the money to get the boys over there in the first place, why not build that thing in your own backyard first? The priorities are wrong right now, and Bro's got to figure it out.
You know what they have to do too is, like I said, is think about this. I mean, the CFL, the what's the cap? Is it 2.5 billion? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing right now.
So it's a tough. I mean, it's hard to pay these players. Now you have the XFL. You have to deal with them. They make 55 grand down there American. So you're going to have to deal with that. What they're going to have to do, and this isn't happening right now, but it will happen. They're going to double dip. So you'll be able to play in the XFL, and when you finish that, take a couple months off and come play in the CFL, where you're actually making a pretty good wage if you can stay healthy, right? Contracts will have to be changed with clauses about people getting injured and whatnot. But you've already got these guys that are in great shape for playing for the previous 4 months on some pretty good teams. I watched the XFL. I was quite impressed. And then being able to come to training camp in tip-top shape and going to be superstars in the CFL.
It's not a bad idea.
No.
I agree with Forbes on that. There's other things the league could be doing right now to be better, to be more optimal. Starting the league in our league in April.
Yes.
So that you're done in early October. So you're not competing with two major factors. One, the weather. Two, Mother Nature. Two, the NFL. Why compete with that beast? Like right now, being a part of a pool, being betting, all that's become bigger than the game itself. The CFL can't compete. They can compete with college football on Saturday, in my opinion. They can't compete with the NFL on Sunday. So avoid having games on Sundays.
Do them on Thursdays, do them on Fridays. And I think, too, that you want to stay away from hockey games if you can. I mean, there's so many, we're so hockey crazy that if you could figure out where there's not a hockey game to try and put a football game in there, you might have something going.
Pull the quarterbacks off the books, right? Because right now, that quarterback, Bo's salary's up over 600. Mike Riley's up close to 7. That's half the pie. Right? Pull that off the books. Find another way to pay these guys.
And the third string quarterback is a Canadian.
And if he's a Canadian, then make it incentivize them to, if you're going to have a Canadian quarterback, then there's got to be some incentive to have a Canadian quarterback. Yes, it's good for our country. Yes, it's good for our league. There's no incentive right now. You could have 3 Canadian quarterbacks. It's not on the books. It's ridiculous in my opinion.
What about the ratio? I know you're Canadian, and I know we are Canadian, but what about the thought of having fewer Canadians starting and wide open competition?
You know what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, I know what you're going to say about that. You want Canadians because it's called the Canadian Football League.
It's a Canadian football game. This happened in our country. We are Canadians. Taking the number down is ridiculous.
Devil's advocate.
At least you never slapped me.
Devil's advocate. Look at hockey, right? There used to be Canadians. Now there's Russians, there's Finns, there's Czechs. So they don't give a damn about it. But so that's the devil's advocate. And you know what? Whatever's going to grow the game, that's going to get people to come. I think the product's pretty good. I love watching.
Oh, so do I. Football. Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
because we're die-hard fans. We want to see them succeed.
And we've let the Europeans come in and change our game entirely. And that's been a massive problem in the NHL, in my opinion. You want to talk about hockey. A defenseman can't even get a guy out of the slot right now because if he touches him wrong, that's a penalty.
I think that's a
The European game has ruined the Canadian game, and the NHL should figure that out.
Yeah, I think that's just the way the world's going. It's a kinder, gentler world, right? Big dummy.
I just kicked the football.
Yeah. Anybody that comes in your way.
Anyway, we're trying to fix the league. Randy's trying to fix the league. Props to him for trying to do the best job he can. He's going through talking to GMs and talking to coaches and trying to get some input.
So, guys, Wes and I and a number of other players have talked about this for the last few years. Like, why not come to the table with an algorithm whereas after your third year with a team, if you're going to stay with that team, which is good for marketing, it's good for that intimacy level between fan base and player, you want a guy on a team for longer. You have to incentivize him to stay on this team. You have to incentivize the organization to keep him on this team. So third year, you knock $10,000 off the books. So if he's making 100 grand, now he makes 90. The fourth year, 20%. He makes 80 on the books. He's still getting paid 100. So now he gets cheaper as they go, so they're less apt to replace him. And he's got a longer career. More people love that guy to come to the park. He's going to retire with that team. There's an incentive there for both the organization and the player himself with his contract. Why not put something like that on the table? It makes no sense they haven't done that as of
Yeah, I
yet.
think worst comes to worst, you're going to see Lay's potato chips, Pete's trucking. It's
Agreed.
going to be like in, when you go over to Europe and you watch
Yeah,
a hockey game, because that's the only way they'll be able to finance
Or
this.
Braun
the only
Night
way.
with Henry Burris. I mean, that
That too.
got more publicity.
Anyway, let's work together to make it a better league, and I'm sure that's what's happening right now. This is brought to you, by the way, where our friend Burke was born, in Knob Creek.
Thanks, Mom.
Hey kids, want to wear the same shirts Uncle Jerry and Uncle Mike wear? Log on to CalgarySportsPage.com for the details. Now, Mr. Professional Announcer has more details from the guys who made these incredible shirts.
That's right, Johnny. You and every cool kid on the block can own these quality shirts. And everything you need for promotion, check out A Corporate Expression. Quality work from quality people. Ask for less, the name, not the discount. Just super.